I couldn't pick three things from that talk. The power of the stories you tell yourself about yourself, the power of the stories other people tell about you, the wisdom of your elders. There was a lot there. So thank you so much, Jihan. That was awesome. When I looked at the official photo of our next speaker, Abdurrahman Al-Timani, he had written in marker on his arm, "Today, be who you want for tomorrow." So deep. So Abdurrahman, tell us a little bit about what you want tomorrow to be.
بسمك اللهم الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين سيدنا ونبينا وقائدنا وقرة أعيننا محمد بن عبد الله وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. اللهم آتنا الحكمة وفصل الخطاب. I greet you with the greeting of Islam. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah wa barakatuh. I do believe that life is about choices. Like all of you, among all the alternatives, the things that you could be doing at this moment, you chose to attend this event, be in this room, and listen to me. This decision is one of the many, many other decisions that we make every single day. This decision that you make today is what shapes your tomorrow. That's me. Let me tell you a little bit of my childhood as a Saudi guy that lived in Lebanon, the home of a deep-rooted cultural, political, religious complexities that frequently, unfortunately, result as violent, bloody conflicts. Those conflicts represents the vast majority of my memories as a kid. I remember that date. It was Monday, 14th of February, 2005. It was Valentine's Day. And I remember that the whole streets were painted in red. Everyone was painting and decorating their streets in their neighborhood. Others are offering red roses in the middle of the streets. Everyone was wearing the big, beautiful smiles on their faces. But not for so long. 14th of February, 2005, 12:55 p.m. This is how the Valentine's Day turned in Lebanon. These pictures is a consequence of a decision that had been made by someone, somewhere, for some reason. This picture shows the power of making decision, the power of making a choice. 2.5 thousand kilograms of TNT explosion happened simply because someone chose to. And unfortunately, there are many other people somewhere in this world are willing to take similar decisions, or even worse. And we've seen that. We've seen that almost in every country in this world. And that tells us one thing. That tells us one thing and one thing only. That extremism and terrorism has no nationality, no race, no color, no religion, and not even a nationality. That tells us that no one in this room is an enemy. In fact, we are victims. And we share the same enemy. That enemy that continuously is trying to create that crack, that gap between us, to make us doubt each other, to make us point fingers at each other and start looking for someone to blame. Please remember that we will never unite until we believe that we can do so through our through our differences as much as our similarities. Allah says in the Quran, يا أيها الناس إنا خلقناكم من ذكر وأنثى وجعلناكم شعوبا وقبائل لتعارفوا إن أكرمكم عند الله أتقاكم صدق الله العظيم. What does that mean? It means that God created us different. Different nations, different tribes. Just like this Rubik's Cube. This Rubik's Cube represents us. It represents who we are. Without these different colors, this Rubik's Cube wouldn't be a Rubik's Cube. Have you ever seen a Rubik's Cube that has only one color? So do we. And in order for us to reunite again, we have to do these three things that I called the 3 A's. First, acknowledge. We have to acknowledge that we are different and that we have one enemy, similar enemy, and none of us is the enemy. 2, that we have to accept. Accept what? Accept that we are divided and we need to do something about it, which is the 3rd thing. Act. If we do these 3 things, it's like a process. The same as these algorithms that I use to solve this Rubik's Cube. So the first thing, you acknowledge. Then, you accept. And then, you act. I don't have much time, so I'll cut it down with 2 points. The first thing, that this one is directed for the youth. We need to speak. We need to voice out. Our voices must be louder. Louder than killing, louder than hate. And don't let anyone tell you that words don't matter, as Obama said. Words do matter. Does Martin Luther King's speech is just words? Just speeches? I have a dream is just words? Or we will not waste another 30 years of our lives dealing with extremist ideologies, just words? Just speeches? Words do matter. Your words matter. Here we go. That's for you. Steve. Because of this guy, I got inspired to say the speech. I insisted that you'll be here. I'll tell you a small story. 2 weeks ago, I was sharing with the class an organization that I founded recently. It's called Fasila. It's a nonprofit organization that empowers the youth and seeks to promote sustainable development, focusing on 3 areas: education, culture, and the last thing is promoting peace and tolerance. I was discussing one of the initiatives that I'm planning to do, which is global initiative, global dialogue, global youth dialogue initiative. And our professor Philip, salute to you, he asked me, what's the reason behind this? Why I'm doing this? And I start talking so passionately and so sincerely about why I'm doing this, why I created this organization, why I'm doing this initiative. And I didn't know that my voice mattered that much for my colleagues in the class. And when I get back home, I received a weird email from Steve telling me that he couldn't stop thinking of what I said in the class. And he shared with me a poem. I don't have time to share that poem with you, but he raised a lot of questions. He named that poem Dir al-Qaida, in the memory of the tragedy that happened in 9/11. And he asked a simple question. He said, not for revenge did our heart cry, but questions flared by whom and why. I would like to give you this as a gift to remind you that we are different. And then I will dedicate a video that I made. It's a project that I made that it might answer, or it will answer your questions. And I dedicate that on the behalf of all Muslims to all of humanity. The video, please.
أنا أجاهد للحياة ومو للموت. أنا هو المسلم.
أنا نشجع حرية التفكير وما نقبلش التكفير. أنا هي المسلمة.
أنا أعلم أن الدين انفتاح وليس احتكار. أنا هو المسلم.
أنا أربي أولادي على المحبة مش على العنف. أنا هو المسلم.
أنا بآمن بأن الدفاع عن المرأة هو بدعمها مش بقمعها. أنا هي المسلمة.
أنا أعرف أن التنوع يغنيني ولا يلغيني. أنا هو المسلم.
أنا بعشق الحياة.
أنا أحب.
أنا بحلم.
أنا بفكر.
أنا هي المسلمة.
أنا هو المسلم.
أنا هي المسلم.
أنا هو المسلم.
Thank you. Thanks.
I'm crying a little bit, and it's okay, because we're all friends here, right? So that's okay. I was staying in the hotel next to that explosion, but I had decided to go have a cup of coffee in another part of town. So I came back to the hotel destroyed. The decisions we make, it's not just the person who decides to explode or anything else. We make those decisions, those turning points, and every one of them is like a twist in the road that reminds us that we're lucky to be here. Thank you so much for everyone and your presence here today. So another thing that hit me during that talk is that so much of what we're hearing quoted is hundreds of years old, if not thousands. In my culture, there's a saying that is literally 1,000 years old. The person who wrote it was born in 1030. And the line is, diversity is divine. It's actually the way everything was set up. So this ability to reach into your roots as Saudis and as global thought leaders is really powerful, and we're hearing a lot of it tonight.